From Los Angeles and Nashville, get ready to go behind the scenes with Entertainment Dudes. What happens when you pair a director, a voice actor in a world, and some of the most interesting people in entertainment? You're about to find out. You ready, Jason?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited.
No more notes?
No more notes. Let's go.
Okay, we're good?
Let's do this.
Are we good, everybody? Yes! Well, welcome to yet another episode of Entertainment Dudes. I am Ken Cornelius, the voiceover dude.
I'm providing the visual effects. It's fireworks while you talk. And I'm Jason Crossman, the director dude. I had to look at my notes real quick. What am I?
Okay.
Director dude.
Yes, I'm a director today.
Yes. What am I doing today? Am I DP? Am I directing? Am I editing? We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Sometimes I feel like a counselor as well with actors and things, you know. You're like, all right, come out. Tell me what's happening. What's wrong?
That remark. Hey, today we've got a great guest on.
What? We have guests on this show?
We have guests on this show.
I thought this was just about us. We have to have. Okay, fine. We'll have the guests.
No,
we'll have guests.
This is exciting because this guest has worked on animated primetime shows such as The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Men in Black, just to name a few. And he directs remote auditions. He does career consultations. He helps actors performance direction. And also he directs commercial and animation demos and gives traveling workshops all over the world. He puts the EO in VO. It is Everett Oliver, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, what an intro. Will you do mine? Do mine.
This is Jason from Hollywood. He does stuff behind the camera.
Great. That's better than I usually get. Wonderful. Can we get the show started?
Oh,
get it? Can we?
Can.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yes.
It took me a minute to figure that out.
This is the highlight of the day.
Wow.
Okay, bottle it up, Jason.
Oh, my gosh. All right, fine.
I'm trying to figure something. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want anything.
We're just gonna coast you through the show.
Oh gosh.
Can we erase everything and start again?
Oh!
That is really key to getting a good show going.
Wow.
And
Everett, it was great having you today. Thank you so much for being on the show. Well, next time we'll talk about more, I'm sure.
This has been Entertainment Dudes.
Everyone's like, wow, best show I've ever been on.
Man, that's so quick.
Can't wait to see the ratings. All about. I don't have
ratings.
The ratings, you know. I'm pulling my props close to me.
Woo. So Everett, great to talk with you again. Actually, it's been a while. We used to talk a lot, and then just haven't
Some people don't know how to. Some people don't know how to. Oh, Jason, pick up the phone.
So Everett, we're really excited to learn today. A lot of the things that's great about this show is seeing what goes on behind the scenes with individuals and people from every walk of life in this entertainment industry. And yours is a fascinating one for me, coming from a video side. A lot of times in film school, they'll be like, "Oh, we'll fix the audio in post. Don't worry about it." And you're like, "I think we should at least have a microphone on set." We don't need that. And then my students cry afterward. They're like, "Why does it sound so bad?" You're like. So
they hit themselves that hard too.
Yes. So there's a lot that goes on into crafting a voiceover career. And I think the difference I've noticed about what you do is you're not just like, hey, let me do a little voiceover thing for you. It seems like there's a mentorship capacity what you do, and it's about laying a foundation for what makes a successful career voiceover artist. And what is it that got you into this in the first place? And how do you handle that concept of walking someone from a coal, I guess a lump of coal, and refining that into a diamond? Because that's kind of really what you're doing, right?
Well, I fell into it just from, basically be put in a position where there's someone put me in casting and studying listening and sitting in on voiceover sessions. I don't have an acting background and I don't have an improv background, but I've been in enough sessions and worked at a talent agency that I'm able to really understand the dynamics of the actor's performance. So I come from that sort of background. Um, I like to get to know my actors really well and understand the dynamics of how they tick. I know specific things about the actor. It probably comes from a much more of an intuitiveness that I have. And once I'm able to um, get them, figure out, you know, where they come from an acting background, if they actually have taken acting or where they need to go, I will go ahead and then guide them as best as possible. So, my first thing for them is they have to have acting, they have to have improv. Um, then we get into, I want to hear their experiences, them as a person. And then I like to pull stuff from their own personal experiences, whether I'm doing it in character or whether I'm doing commercially. So that's what I do. I kind of held their hands a little bit. And then what I recently started doing is I send them to other of my other colleagues who have advancements of maybe vocal placement. Um, or I'll just say this person covers a little bit more the dynamics in maybe video games. And I'm kind of the one that I'm a connector. So once I connect them, it's not like their career is just over for me. Like I just sent them somewhere else. I normally 9 times out of 10, I will do a follow-up call, which is hilarious because you can hear dead silence on the phone. They're like, oh, why is he calling me? And it's all like, how's the career going? And they're just in shock. And they're like, oh, I'm still following up on you, even though I've sent you to someplace person else, or I'll connect with them, or maybe at a conference or something like that. Or if they tell me that they're coming to Los Angeles, I'll meet up with them. So that's probably, I go above and beyond, but that's more or less how my personality is, to take them from point A to point B. And people have come back and have told me, that they have appreciate, most coaches won't do that. They'll just do a little bit of coaching with them and then send them on their way. They appreciate all the hand holding that I've done for them, and connected them. So
there's a synergy when you work with us as actors that it really is good that you get inside of our heads as well. And seriously, because you pull out performances that we don't even know were there, and you open up kind of new worlds to us when you do this. And I guess if a lot of people out there, because we've got, in addition to voice actors, we've got directors, we've got distributors, we've got all kinds of people in the entire bit of entertainment industry watching this. Explain what it is you do and how you do it and how you work with an actor to bring out their best performance.
Meditation and go, oh Lord, facial expressions, humor. I use my humor. I know I come across a little bit sarcastic, but that's just part of who I am. They've got to get used to who you are.
How did that sound? Great.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not that. Oh no!
No.
More or less.
Was that sarcasm?
It's a facial expression. You'll tell by everyone.
Yeah.
When I used to work at one of the agencies and I was a booth director, everyone could tell by my facial expression. Apparently, was that a good take? Oh God. Okay. Oh, I guess I got to do it again, huh? Oh, if I was you, I think you should. Yeah. And it's
You're
more
just
or less like, and here's a little bit of a notes, to what you call it. And then when they want to do another take, it's like, get out. I got it. Get out. So it's that, you've got to just warm up to it, so that's how I, maneuver. And it's probably just something that it was a gift that I had that I just basically, it's interesting. This is what I just was mentioning Cam's birthday. And he's like, hey, like, I remember like little things about a person.
Yeah. When's my birthday? Do you know?
You didn't tell me.
I didn't know.
If you would have told me, I probably would spit it out.
December 11th.
Oh, okay. Now it's gonna be programmed in my brain now. See? But it's stuff that people tell me that I use for like auditions. Like I know Cam likes Dukes of Hazards. So it's little stuff that you've
True.
got to put them in the moment and put them in the experience. And that's what I do. And it's just weird. My cousin laughs at me. He's like, you like remember like odd stuff about people, but it works.
Yeah.
It literally works. And I think once you realize you get the personal experience, you can get the performance. And that also tells me about their careers too. So I can, I need to know everything about you.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to share some deep, dark secrets, that's a personal issue. I
Right.
take that personal issue to the grave, but it helps me get them to where they need to be. And then I shift them. I maneuver them through a system, and which I believe for me, all the careers or everything we do is a system. And I have to be able to maneuver you through a system. It's like for me, I'll say it. It's like for me, it's like chess. It's not like checkers. Checkers, you pop back and forth, you bounce and you go forward. Chess is ones you have to strategically maneuver. And so that's why when people come to me, I need to know the dynamics. And once I understand the dynamics, then I say, oh, okay, you need to go see this person. And this is why you need to go see this person. And then after you see this person, then you have the option of coming back or, you take it from there. But I will check 9 times out of 10. If I see them, they'll have a 2 or 3 minute conversation. And I know, and I've had people do that to me. I've had one girl who, which was funny, years ago, I was teaching a class in LA. She opened up her mouth and I said to her, you need to do just kids. And she kept coming back. Oh, you need to go work and just do kids. That's it. I forgot about her. And I ran into her at must have been at a party. And I saw her from the corner of my eye as soon as I walked in. And I'm one that has to read a room. I need a minute to read a room. In fact, Cam has been with me at an event. Cam's like, oh my God, is this real? I'm like, this is how they operate. Let me read the room first. Because I got to see what's happening before everybody just comes and attacks. And they do attack, if they haven't seen you in a while. And she said to me, she wound up seeing me. And she said to me, you told me years ago about kids. Well, now I'm doing animated shows with just kids. I said, I told you that I said, it didn't take me long enough to get you to go there. And the minute, that connection, I could just instantly tell, just follow it. And she just followed it and went with it. She didn't question it. And
that's intuition then. It's pretty much you intuit.
And my intuition is really, really, as someone says, you're really aware. I'm aware of lots of what's going on in personal life and business life.
Yeah, that's interesting. I find that with directing too. Like sometimes I don't have to audition someone. Sometimes I'll meet them at a Starbucks or somewhere, and I'll just say, "Tell me about yourself." And I can just see the facial expressions, the way do they lean in? Are they engaged? Are they laid back? Are they? So you can tell a lot. Yes, Cam, I'd be like, nope, not going to cast him.
Exactly.
Yeah, done. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm getting to. You need to play Creepers. I'm just getting this creep vibe. I think you'd be amazing for Creepers.
See that eye? Yeah, that eye.
It twitched a little like that. I was like, Creepers. So I got that. So I think that's really important in being a good director, being a good storyteller, really a good editor. It's a sense. And we keep coming back to that. The editor's like, I don't know. It's just a feeling. It's just a sense.
And you have to listen, be able to listen. We have to be great listeners, especially in our business, because things that they say to us, those things that they do, it's like I could use that information to get them in that place, because actors are always in their heads. Or, and it's like, hey, I need you to be present. I need you to be in the moment. That's not you. I need you to be truth. I don't know who that is. So I'm pulling real life experiences to go ahead and say, I don't know who that is, but that's not a friend of yours. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I have my best friend, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not you better use another best friend, because that's not coming through at all. I don't know who that is,
Yeah.
So you just take it from there. And that's pretty much what I do, for everyone in their career.
So there's a lot of different areas you can go into, and Cam, you can interrupt me anytime, but
No, please don't.
the things that you want to do, I want to do games, films, narration, animation, commercials. Is it a one side, like anybody can do any of them, or do you notice that there's, when you see somebody, how do you help guide them in the right direction in terms of you hear their voice? What kind of, if you're a VO artist considering VO, what can I do? What options are there for me just from the
Well,
get
first of
go?
all, excuse me. First of all, I have to hear their story. Like, what do they want to do? And then what I do is I say, oh, it goes on for me is the location. It goes on your family backgrounds. So when I'm hearing, like, for example, I hear a lot of people who speak really well and clear. And then I'll say, you have an education background, don't you? And when I mean an education background, I mean somebody's has a master's or a PhD, and I can home in on it. And I say, you'd be great for narration. You'd be great for e-learning. You'd be great for corporate narration because they speak that a certain way. And I can hear that. But if you want to do video games, animation, you need to not speak, you need to play more. You need to not be in a corporate setting. And I've told plenty of women, get those pearls off, get them heels off. You need to learn to go play because you've been structured to be very corporate. And that's not what we do here in animation and in video games. You've got to allow yourself to be free to play. And some people have not learned to learn how to play. They didn't learn how to play as a kid. They were adults, such as myself. Very sarcastic. Very sarcastic.
There's that sarcasm.
Yeah, which is real. It's real.
Yeah.
Found out it's a family dynamic. So I'm probably worse than anybody. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what it is. So that's what I'm listening for. And then I send people that way. I'll send them in those directions. Those who really want to get into animation, then I'll say to them, oh, go jump on a trampoline, go ride a bike, go running. You need to do physical exercises to have your mind shift, to connect, to be able to connect to that character. Yes, you have to study character development. Yes, you have to do research on the characters and research on the casting directors and research on the networks of what actual cartoon styles and all of that stuff. But you have to have that mindset and that space to be able to go ahead and do this, because not everybody could do animation.
And that's important in the booth as well, right? The physicality and the
absolutely.
Right. And if you're taught to and
Stiff.
living in a life where you're stiff and restrained all the time, that's going to come through.
Right. You totally tell. You know, and the way they speak. You know, I was like, stop speaking. You sound like you're in a boardroom and you're tense. That's not how this works.
And there's a reason it's called a board room.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Jason, next question.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah. I was waiting for him to get aboard. Okay.
So I think this is something that's really important to me. And I think storytelling is, why do we tell a story and what's interesting about it? And to me, it goes back to the concept and what I think you're hinting at is it's kind of like awe and wonder. Because as a kid, everything is interesting to you. Everything is new. Everything is a possibility. And I don't think no matter what character you're playing, if the character themselves are discovering something new and wonderful, you take your audience on that journey. It doesn't matter if it's a villain. It doesn't matter if it's a kid in the narration. It's all about creating that sense of awe and wonder. And I think it's that gut thing. It's that conversation you're having face to face. I can look in your eyes and tell you have a spark for life. Like, you love life. There's something interesting in it. It hasn't gotten dull to you. No matter the crap that's come at you, you still have that essence. And I like the fact that you really work with them, bounce on a trampoline. How do you reconnect with that? Here's the ways that you could do it. Play, have fun, like rediscover that child inside that is excited about life. And then you can craft that and hone it and maybe corporate, bring it down a little bit.
Find that character. I think a lot of people, what it is some people have characters in their heads and they don't know what to do with it. Like, and then it's like, okay, we'll build that repertoire because you're going to need those characters eventually for when you go ahead and book jobs, and they're going to give you, and sometimes producers are going to throw different characters at you. So you're going to need that repertoire. And then I think those who want to do animation, it's an imitation. They think it's like they can imitate. And I go, well, anybody can imitate somebody. They do it all the time, but they don't understand. They don't have that foundation. They don't have that, dynamics, and they don't know what to do. And I'm one that says there's characters all around us. They're totally all around us. It's just a matter of how well you go deep into that person to be able to pull that character out. You know, they're in your friends are characters, your family members are characters, the people who you like. Oh, and my favorites are the ones who you can't stand. Oh, those are my favorite because you can feel the emotions, especially those who are married. And I go in and go, oh, how's that mother-in-law? And then you just watch them shift and turn. Read the copy now. Read the copy because you can see them in the moment. And then I just say, go. And then it's like I'm giving them little twists and turns. You got to give me still those emotions and what you call it. But I think they're all, everyone is just so wrapped up in they want to be this animated character. They want a book, and they're not booking and stuff like that. So there's so much dynamics that they have to, it's like training. You got to keep training and training and studying and watching. And I don't think people are doing that. I just think they just, I get a piece of copy from my agent. I'm like, this is going to take you. I don't put it up there. This is going to take you time. And what I mean by that is I've worked with people that has taken them 5-6 takes. You should be able to do this really in 2. It just tells me you're not ready. Oh, they want a demo. Oh, that's my favorite. Hi, I heard you do great demos. Okay. And A, I don't know who you are. B, I don't know your training. And who told you needed a demo? Let's get real. I've had people, a producer told me that I need a demo in order, okay. Are you a union talent? Let's start there. And I've had a client who did that. Or I shouldn't say a client. I had a student that called me and I'm like, you're not even a union talent. So why do you need a demo for? Just because a producer told you that they needed, is the producer in the animation business? I need to get more information. I need to get more details, but some people are out here just, creating characters and it goes nowhere. What's the current style going on, with your characters? I think people are doing stuff that's over the top. That's not real. They're not aware of what's happening. I do demos according to people's personalities so that where their personality fits. That's what I want to hear in the characters. I want to hear their personality. I don't want you to just be doing characters just because you can go ahead and be over the top and screaming. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow.
That's interesting too. You said you need to know more. I think there's a great chance to do a segue note for talent agents, for companies, and for people who are looking to book talent. What kind of information is helpful to know, like describing a character? What do you as a voiceover artist would you like to see in a script that says, hey, we're looking for a person to play this type of character. This is who they are. What kind of information is the most helpful?
It's the same information they've been saying. It's just to be real. It's always be real and be very conversational. They say the uniqueness, but we're all unique in a strange, different way. Thank you. Someone's talking to me. What saying is the fact is that people don't know who they are. That's the real bottom line of it is that you as a person don't understand who you are and how you tick. And that's what the uniqueness you need to bring to that specific character. And people are not doing that. They're just doing it based off, I don't want to get myself in trouble, off of a picture that they see. That's what they're doing. Oh, I could do this crazy voice just in the picture that I see. I can't believe I just did that.
That was a good one.
Wow.
And I'm sure someone's going to use that.
Well,
ringtone.
Jason and I were just talking about that the other day when we were Jason had written a script and I did some characters in it and we're just talking about that. No matter what the character is, myself as an actor, there's always me at the center of it, and it's built up around that. There's always a bit of me in there.
It's great,
and no matter who it is, and that kind of is a good solid foundation because you know you. And then
if
you
you
can
know
build around
you,
it. Right.
if you know yourself, but there's a lot of people who really, it's what's now that I've seen now is
Mhm.
this wall.
Hmm.
And I can't tell you, there's so many people. I don't want to call anybody out, but I had a person twist their hair for 2 hours. And I said in a very nice, serious way,
Mhm.
hey, there's something going on because you've twisted your hair for 2 hours, which means your wall is up.
Mm.
I need you to break this wall down. You're never going to be able to connect to a piece of copy when this wall is up.
Wow.
So people are now coming to me. The dynamics is, and I can tell, oh, you don't know who you are. Oh, that's why you come to me. You want me, and you want me to go ahead and say, this is who you are. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not a counselor. So I have to send people to to my colleagues and tell my colleagues, hey, this is the reason why I'm sending you, is because
Right.
they're discovering themselves. And in order for them to discover themselves, they go through whatever routines they go to, then they'll eventually come back. And I'll go, do you hear the difference now that you connecting to the piece of copy and you're understanding the dynamics? Thank you.
Mhm.
The other thing they're saying to me is script analysis is the other thing that people are not doing. They're not understanding. They're just saying words. No one else is connecting to the scripts at all. They're just like, okay, reading, and they're reading it all the exact same way. There's nothing unique about it that they're
Yeah.
reading.
That's important for me in film and directing. What's the difference between when you're reading a script to me and you do the copy and you do all the lines really great, but in
Mm-hmm.
between there's just nothing. And I'm like,
Right.
that's why that you have to. There's so much more not being said than there actually is being said.
Right.
And so sometimes when I'm working with an actor, I'll say, well, what are you thinking right now? And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, about my next line. I'm like, there's a line in between there that's what you should be
Right.
thinking about. So sometimes I will write ghost lines that I will say, here's the line of what you're thinking. So when they're doing this copy, then they're literally going that line in their head because it's a thought that's happening in those moments, which means you're connecting with the script and you are
Mm-hmm.
understanding what's happening. Those micro beats are almost more important to me because those are the ones that add the believability to what you're saying.
Right.
It's just, it's
Mm-hmm.
an authenticity and you feel it
There
because
you go.
there's not a break. It's not like I say my line, I say my line.
Because they're
You know,
thinking about it. They're just constantly in their head and they don't know. And thank you. Sorry, things are coming to me. They're thinking of everything has to be right. They all feel like, and I'm like, there's no formula to this.
Mhm.
There's no right or wrong answer to this.
mm,
This should just be something that just comes from who you are. But this is the reason, this is what they're doing. And
yeah.
I'm like, looking at them like, I need to send you to somebody. Because I'm like, I could just tell my blood pressure's getting up and I'm saying stuff to them.
And
And
it's
I
not
could
going
tell
anywhere.
when it's not going through.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those ones that I'm like, oh, if you ain't getting it from me, and I give you tough love, I'm gonna put it out there. Everybody who knows me know, oh, Everett gives you tough love, and he's a straight shooter. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But if I'm hearing and it comes to me just like you're saying thank you, I'm hearing thoughts now as people are speaking to me now. That's what I do. And I go, they're not listening. So I'm like, I've got to move you to somebody else who's gonna really go ahead and maybe baby you or hold your
Mm-hmm.
hand a little bit. I'm willing to do it to a certain point if I know that you're listening, but I don't think you're not really understanding. So that means I have to send you to somebody else who's going to maybe give you a little bit more explanation, and then you could come back because I move quickly. You've got to be able to, and this comes from my training being at the agency, you've got to be able to connect to the piece of copy in a time efficient manner. I don't care about what we have with these home studio stuff. Our times are now valuable. If you can't do it with me, what makes you think you could do it with Jason, who's a director? What makes you think you could do it with Cam, who's a producer?
That's great stuff, Everett. Hey, we're running out of time right now, so we want to hold you over and bring you in on the next episode. You enjoying being on the show so far?
I'm having a great time. Can't I wish someone would bring me some peanuts and M&Ms from the
Water. I need some water.
I need some more
Oh,
water.
Everett, where can people reach you?
Oh, you can email me at eo@voiceactingdirector.com and put Cam and Jason's name in the subject matter so I know where you're coming from.
Mhm.
Yeah, we know.
all
I
two
see
of-
where you're coming from.
All two of our
Yeah,
viewers
exactly.
will make sure to contact
Oh
you.
my God, the ratings are gonna go up. I just have a good feeling.
We
So
have
that's
4
EO
viewers.
at voiceactingdirector.com.
Woo, this has been another episode of Entertainment Dudes. Like and subscribe. You can catch us on YouTube or any of the podcasting sites. And if you're listening to just the audio version, you can catch the video version.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know.
My bad. Just cut.
And that's a
Just
wrap.
cut it. Just
Bye,
cut it.
folks.
Bye.